There you see Davey directing traffic. This isn't his biggest strength. Nice job getting to the sticks, move and change. To give up contain as an outside linebacker or defensive end, you give up a lot of yardage. Nice job by Davey holding on to the football and making a play.
Straight ahead goes Dominic Davis, and a big hit by Lanier Gauthier. Let's check in with Reese Davis. Reese.
Rich, we started today with 8 unbeaten teams, and it is starting to look like we're going to emerge with no more than 3. Ontario Smith, what a sweet move against Washington State. 73 yards. He's at 259 for the night, and Wazoo, unbeaten so far, but down 2 touchdowns to the Ducks.
All right, thanks, Reese. That's right. Oklahoma goes down. Virginia Tech goes down. UCLA goes down. Maryland went down. Stanford got up to a very big lead and held on at the end. Tigers have not been a balanced team, but as Don Lindsay told us, the Ole Miss defensive coordinators, teams have run on us because they've been able to. And LSU's been able to. We're back after this.
Like every Subaru, the Forester comes with all-wheel drive standard. The Ford Escape doesn't. The Forester comes with ABS standard. The Escape doesn't. At an independent crash test, the Forester received the highest rating. The Escape was rated simply marginal.
Nice car.
What do I look like? A dummy?
Subaru Forester, a smarter way to build an SUV.
Now you can get an APR as low as 2.9% on all 2002 Forester models.
Davey. It's a reverse. This is Michael Clayton. He's to the 10. Clayton to the 5. He's in. Touchdown, LSU. Freshman, and Nick Saban said he is something special.
About 6'4", couple 100 pounds, athletic, man alive. I love what offensive coordinator Jimbo Fisher's doing. He's changing the aiming point. He's running the football inside. He's bouncing it. Comes with a little trickery. Little flag here, Rich. What, excessive celebration? Is that what it was?
If that were a penalty before the game,
they'd be called playing a game in the parking lot, moving them back so far. What a great run and a great call in the red zone by Jimbo Fisher.
Extra point is good. Come to think of it, that kind of describes the scene here in Baton Rouge. Excessive celebration at Tiger Stadium. Michael Clayton on the reverse. And the Tigers are in the end zone.
Take a look now. They're going to run people off back here. They're going to see the handoff and the reverse. And look at all this space he's going to have. And when you're that fast, they break, contain. Now look at his eyes getting up the field. He's got a slew of blockers in front of him. Everybody picks up a body that's in a different colored jersey. And now watch this. Take a look at the hand-to-hand. This has to be executed because you don't get to work on it that much. Nice job by Davey. Shielding the chaser. Great cut, touchdown. Don't like to use the word great very much, but that was just an awesome play call. One more look here. He's coming into your living room, and boop, right there. See ya. Touchdown. Excellent call. This crowd will start rocking here shortly. There's Jimbo Fisher. He calls the plays from the press box for LSU, and he's got himself a game plan going on good right now.
Here's a look at Clayton, who when football season is over will join the LSU basketball team. He's a 6'4" point guard.
That is supposed to have some game, too.
And on the football field, he's with 22 catches, 3 touchdowns, and now a big reverse, finishing off that drive. Bello to kick. Freifogel and Armstead deep. Armstead in the end zone. 10-7 LSU. Let's check in with Jimmy Dunn.
Rich, I talked to that LSU basketball staff prior to this football game, and they're awfully excited about of Michael Clayton playing basketball this year. He's a 6'4", natural point guard, 2 guard, a great athlete. They said that he's good enough that everyone in the country was recruiting this kid as a basketball player as well. He is a handful.
So football just became his hobby, huh?
Kind of like Jimmy.
There you go.
First and 10. Eli Manning back to work. He finds Collins, who's ripped down at the 27 by Ryan Clark. When Nick Saban arrived here and started recruiting, boy, did he have a great recruiting class. The guy on the right, you talk about basketball, Marcus Spears is 6'5", 290, and Saban likened him to a Charles Barkley type. He's going to play basketball as well.
I guess that's a pretty good comparison, isn't it? Athletic. There you see the 2 freshmen, Clayton and Spears, talking about after this season they're going to go and take them to the paint in basketball, too.
2nd and 4. Stackhouse to the 29, short of the first down.
Short, Rich, but nice play call. You get yourself now where you get to dictate the flow and tempo of the game if you're the Ole Miss offense, because on 3rd down and short, you still got, you can run or pass, you can do a lot of things, and in short yardage situations, the offense gets the advantage here, and if you can keep it in 3rd and 4 or less the whole night, you got a real good chance to move it. You see Nick Saban trying to get this crowd into it and take the audible out of the Ole Miss offense.
On 3rd and short, Gunn to the 30. He is right on the stick. I think he's got it.
Turnovers will be paramount in this game, not just possession, Rich, but turnovers. We've seen both quarterbacks throw interceptions that has led to touchdowns for the other team, and I think the man who could hold on to the ball a little bit better and protect it. We've seen Manning do it all year long, have a better chance.
Sean, this Ole Miss passing attack is not one that really stretches the field. Manning it's a short attack. It's similar to the attack that Peyton ran at Tennessee, isn't it?
That's exactly right. You get the ball in the athlete's hands and let them do something with it, and the change-up pitch is pushing the ball down the field vertically, and that's what they do very well underneath.
Manning, it's dropped. The 3rd drop of the night. Something that Reese Davis never does, right, Reese?
Well, I don't know about that, Rich. Washington State and Oregon. Let's not count the Cougars of the Palouse out just yet. Jason Gesser to Jerome Wiley. Look at those moves. 24-17. Ducks clinging to the lead deep in the 4th quarter, and BYU just got a touchdown run from Luke Staley to vault ahead of San Diego State 17-14.
BYU trying to stay amongst the unbeaten.
I think they want a little BCS love, don't they?
They do. They probably got to get a little better non-conference schedule, though. But you never know. Manning's throw is complete. Bill Flowers, the redshirt freshman, with the catch. College football at ESPN2 this Tuesday. David Garrard and East Carolina against TCU. The Horned Frogs and the Pirates, Conference USA at 8 Eastern. And you look at Conference USA, Sean, they've got 2 of the top rushers in the country. Weldy Moore of Tulane and Leonard Henry of East Carolina.
Yeah, not exactly household names, but the people who play against them have a pretty good idea, don't they?
Now, Steve Logan always has a great offense.
Who does?
At East Carolina. Ford Sanford in the ball game. Ole Miss, another 3rd and short. Stackhouse bounces it outside. And Stackhouse is across midfield down to the 45-yard line. Fred Falk made the stop.
Nice job by the big fella to bounce it outside. Stackhouse, good job. Nice block, lead block up there. When you commit everybody to the run and you bounce it, good thing for an athletic, quick linebacker that can run it down. Those big plays a lot of times will happen on 3rd and short, but we've seen 2 consecutive series now. 3rd and short, getting himself the first down.
Stackhouse, an anomaly in college football. He's a fullback that can carry the ball. They move him to tailback often. Manning stopping and throwing for Rayford. Incomplete, flags down.
I need to see that catch.
Demetrius Hookfin on the coverage.
Pass interference on the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And we're going to see this again. We got the ISO here going up. You've got to catch this ball. Now they get a break with the 15-yard pass interference. But go up and get it at its highest point. He waits till the ball comes down. That looks a little questionable to me on the call. But go up, get this ball. It's just two people being football players. Got to go up and get it at its highest point if you're Rayford. Catch that ball with your hand.
That's a real break for Ole Miss.
And a bad call.
Manning running out of time. Caught. Ball loose, and it's an incomplete pass. Jarvis Green with the hit.
Take a look at the man down here, closest to you right here, 59 Jarvis Green. Very quick. Look how quick he gets around the corner there to the quarterback. That's just a good speed move. Manning does a smart job saving the sack. Man alive, that's just, you've got, if you're Metcalf, you've got to protect the quarterback a little better than that. That was legalized theft there, getting your quarterback.
And that's not something that happens to Terrence Metcalf all that often.
No, and if you're going to beat him, I think you have to do it with quickness, Rich, just like Green did.
Timeout LSU. Ole Miss on the move in Baton Rouge.
Welcome to the annual ESPN the Magazine Sports Mascot Picnic. Every year, pro and college mascots come from all over the country to swap stories, compare dance steps, nice moves, Billy, and talk about how much they love ESPN the Magazine, and show off the free fleece pullover we give to every new ESPN the Magazine subscriber. You know more mascots subscribe to ESPN the Magazine than any other sports magazine in the world? Hey, here's the college guys. Fellas, who's your ESPN the Magazine favorite? They're so into Dick Vitale.
Call now for ESPN the Magazine. Sports the way it ought to be. Bigger, bolder, with previews, predictions, inside information, and attitude you can only get from ESPN.
Every new subscriber gets this ESPN the Magazine fleece pullover absolutely free. These high-quality
LSU leads Ole Miss. You can see the Maravich Assembly Center.
Right here. Here's a pretty good player, wasn't it? Nice flow wool socks.
A lot of history and tradition on this campus. Eli Manning, the first Manning to play here in about 30 years. 2nd and 10. Quick screen off the hands of Bill Flowers. Back to the Pac-10 and Reese Davis. Reese?
All right, Rich, USC and Arizona tied at 34. Wildcats in Trojan territory on the move. Jason Johnson, I say that is ill-advised. Chris Richard, a pick six. Will end up giving the Trojans the victory. The clock has just struck 0 seconds ago. 41-34 SC wins. And Boston College has taken the lead from Notre Dame. It's 21-17 in the fourth.
How's that song go? Thank you. 3rd down 10. Blitz coming. Manning gets rid of it. That one's incomplete. No flags on that one. Aaron DeMond, the coverage. There was a flag earlier on this drive on a call that both you and I thought was a bad one. That time, contact and no flag.
And a nice job by DeMond, the corner, who was benched because he wouldn't put his hands on people and play physical. They blitz. He does a nice job driving on the football. There you see it. You could have called the flag on that. He had a hand in the back pocket, but you know what? If you could protect it well, you can get away with it. Nice job.
David Cutcliffe calls a timeout. It is 10-7 LSU. Back to Baton Rouge after this.
Tradition of excellence. The SEC, celebrating 10 years of the conference championship game.
10-7, LSU on top of Ole Miss. Off the timeout, Ole Miss comes out. They're faced with 4th down and 10. It would be a 47-yard field goal.
I love the offense when they do this.
Here comes the blitz. Manning throwing. It is caught by the Flowers at the 5. He's down to the 2. The son of Richmond Flowers, the former Dallas Cowboy, Bill Flowers, a redshirt freshman.
That is a very good read by Eli Manning. Saw the all-out blitz. He's going to get a chance to get the middle of the field open again, and Flowers runs the route. A little more oomph on it. Eli's got himself a touchdown, but a good job of putting his foot in the ground and making the throw and recognizing coverage. And you see the difference there, Rich, as Flowers went up and made the catch at his highest point instead of letting it come, getting his body and giving the defense a chance. That's the way you're supposed to play as a wide receiver.
Multiple sets from Ole Miss were a real concern for Gary Gibbs, the defensive coordinator for LSU. And LSU has had to burn their final timeout of the half because they did not have the right personnel on the field.
And Nick Saban also told me yesterday that when they get to 3 and 4 wides, he doesn't know if his secondary is good enough to man up, and they played the blitz there.
Let's check in with Reese Davis.
All right, Rich, coming up at the half, a historic day in college football. Joe Paterno trying to pass Bear Bryant on the 1A victory list, and there was a big shuffle all over with the headliner being in Lincoln between Oklahoma and Nebraska. We'll go over that. We'll also check out the top 5, or what's left of it, after today, as soon as you guys finish the first half.
Thanks, Reese. Trivia question for you, Sean. What do Oklahoma and Ole Miss have in common?
What do Oklahoma and Ole Miss have in common?
Nebraska now. It changes a bit. What do Nebraska and Ole Miss have in common?
They still get a chance. I don't know. Give me a hint.
They're the last 2 teams to beat Oklahoma. Ole Miss beat Oklahoma back in the '99 Independence Bowl. And Nebraska beats them today. They had gone from that Independence Bowl all the way to this game.
I was going to the fact that I'm doing NFL. I didn't know, so what the hell?
Oh, okay. First and goal. Up goes Gunn, and he's hit. Brady James was there to meet him. Number 11, the junior out of West Monroe, Louisiana.
Now, I don't mind going up over the top once in a while, but from 5 yards or 4 yards out, you better have some hops. Stay on that ground as long as you can until you get close, then you leave it. Might have been a little too far away to catapult himself.
Remember, this drive was kept alive on a 4th and 10 conversion. Gunn again, up and in. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
You can go up and over when you're that close to the touchdown.
Joe Gunn, and the gamble pays off for David Cutcliffe.
Yeah, you're in between field goal and going for it. Why not if you trust your quarterback and he makes a good decision on the blitz, leads to a touchdown.
Jonathan Nichols adds the point. Ole Miss on top of LSU, 14-10. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy?
Guys, I had the pleasure to speak with Archie Manning earlier this week on the phone, and he played in this Tiger Stadium twice in his career. He said maybe the most memorable win ever was back when he was a sophomore. They came in here and won 27-24. He threw a last-second touchdown pass. He said winning here is one of the greatest pleasures an opposing quarterback can have. This is a guy that's won a lot of football games, and he said he knew Eli had his hands full tonight. Off to a pretty good start, though.
He sure is, Jimmy.
All right, hey, Jimmy, it's the second time he came into this stadium, the second time he came here, things didn't work out for him. His senior year, huh?
No, not as well. After he won that big game, he was the National Player of the Year. He threw 6 interceptions the next week. He came back here as a senior with a broken left arm. The cast came up over his elbow. He had to play the entire game, all right-handed, all on the right side, and they got a whipping put on him, 61-17. He said it was not pretty. That cast had nothing to do with it. We just got beaten every area. But I was amazed at how well he can recall every play, every possession from a game that was played 30, 32, 33 years ago.
Well, you see those two guys there, Peyton and Archie. Both of them are historians of the game, and Eli really isn't.
He's not. You're right. That's one of the big differences from Eli to those two. Dominic Davis. Nice move by Davis out to the 30-yard line.
31-yard line.
The Mannings, 2 at Ole Miss, 1 at Tennessee. There are the numbers.
Archie would have been in the Hall of Fame if he didn't have to, you know, awesome player, if he didn't have to play on such a bad team. Peyton, if I'm starting a franchise, that's who I started with. And Eli, just give him time. We may be calling Peyton and Archie the brother and the dad of Eli.
LSU has had success on the ground. Devery Henderson, his first carry, the sophomore out of Okaloosa, Louisiana. Up to the 30-yard line.
You know, Gothi in on the tackler. What I like about him, this linebacker, he's not real big, Rich, but they told us that he's in on every play, and he plays so much bigger than his body. And we've got 2 small inside linebackers on both teams that are very good playmakers.
Second and 9. Henderson again, and again he's hit and dropped. Josh Cooper, the sophomore, first to get him out of Marietta, Georgia.
Watch 99 get the penetration. Josh Cooper creating a new line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage starts there, and it ends up 3 yards in the backfield. And you get penetration like that, like Cooper did, you will stop a running game that's carried the ball a lot and ran very efficiently tonight. It's a nice job by Cooper getting penetration, winning the shot, winning that job right off the ball.
LSU has done their damage on the ground, and they'll keep it on the ground. On 3rd down and 12, they'll give it to Dominic Davis. And the folks here at Tiger Stadium aren't real happy. There's 40 seconds left in the half. Ole Miss called the timeout. They're going to get the football back with about half a minute left. It's their final timeout. Coming up at the half, the Saturn College Game Day halftime report. Jumpa finally got it done. Finally got that. Congratulations. That's a wonderful record. Showdown in Lincoln. Upsets, lots of them. We'll show you the top 5 upsets. Reese Davis and Mark May.
There were some great games today, weren't there?
One of the best things about having a night game is getting to sit around and watch all the games leading up to this one. And in the SEC, there was a lot of action. We had Arkansas beating Auburn.
That was a huge win, too.
It was.
The people here obviously very interested in that game.
Steve Spurrier in Florida get a win over Georgia. Tennessee, a win over South Carolina. Nick Saban and David Cutcliffe play in this Western Division of the SEC. There's your scores.
There you see Spurs win. South Carolina gets taken by Tennessee.
That's a big loss for Auburn, too, because they were at the top of the Western Division. They're now 4-1, and Ole Miss could draw at 3-1. They blocked the punt. Ole Miss came after it, and they got it. Disaster has struck for LSU. Rob Robertson came through.
They're great when they get the net punt and coverage teams, but when it gets blocked, you got to worry about block before you can worry about covering a kick. Take a look here. Snap's pretty good. Right up the middle.
My goodness.
You got to block up the middle. You got to protect inside out first.
That punt wasn't blocked. It was smothered.
He took it off his foot. You've got to block inside out first. A lot of blue shirts around there. This is huge before half.
Manning got his man. A great catch by Stackhouse.
I'm impressed with him.
At 6'3", 240, he looks like he's about 210 the way he moves.
And he's so valuable, you can put him in the tailback position, you can put him at fullback, and whenever you see a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield with that body, there you see it. Rob Robertson, untouched coming in on the block. Took the ball right off the foot.
Another freshman on this Ole Miss team.
Yeah, they look pretty good down the road. 12 scholarship seniors is all.
2nd and 7. Ole Miss out of timeout. Gunn. Oh, he cut back. He's got to get the first down to stop the clock, and he does. Inside the 15, down to the 13. Clock stops as they move the chains.
They're going to have to get up there. Nice job. First, it looked like a bad decision, but Gunn gets it up there. They're going to run a play or throw this thing in the ground.
Clock will start when it's ready for play. Manning to the sidelines again. And Stackhouse makes the catch. He's out of bounds. Complete opposites in terms of clock management and execution for LSU and now Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's a Manning. Does it surprise you? Doing a great job of getting the ball in the hands of the right guys. And Stackhouse, when you got a fullback that can catch the ball, he just adds another dimension to your offense and creates some mismatch problems. And Peyton, I knew I'd say that before the night was over. Eli working the sideline very well, and they got a chance at another score here.
Now they can stop the clock with a first down, but they have to get inside the 3. Manning out of timeout into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Omar Rayford!
This play is all about protecting your quarterback, and if you're Rayford, never quitting on the play. Get this replay after the kick, Rich, but what a great job and patience by Eli. But you're working and your offensive line created that with the protection.
The point is good. A stunning turn of events here in Baton Rouge. LSU with the football, just trying to run the clock out in the first half. Punt is blocked, and here's the result.
Nice protection. Look at that nice pocket created. Patience, and Rayford never quits on the ball. Finishes himself towards the back of the end zone. 3 white shirts around. Nobody close enough. Manning puts the ball where only his guy can get it. Eyes going everywhere, as you see from the end zone shot. Rayford doesn't quit. Very nice job. Short drive, good clock management, and a monumental mistake by the special teams of LSU. Momentum's huge in a game like this. This is the last thing LSU people want heading into the locker room, Rich.
This place holds over 92,000. About 5,000 made the trip from Oxford and other parts. So Ole Miss has some folks here. And those are about the only people making noise right now in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, the best crowd noise they're going to get is by quiet in the LSU crowd with points like that. What a huge play by the special teams of Ole Miss.
On the squib kick, Dominic Davis down to the 34-yard line. I can't believe that there are 4.5 seconds left on the clock right. There's 4 seconds. The last 30 seconds of this half have taken about 3 minutes in time, but for Nick Saban, it must seem like an eternity.
Yeah, there's no question about it. He's got to be disappointed on special teams. And he said even coming into this game that the kicking game may be the difference. And I know he was only hoping the difference was his team doing the right thing with the kicking game.
Well, I think he was. Ole Miss has got a pair of freshman kickers. Davey fumbles the snap. Now picks it up. Now throws it. It's complete.
Don't understand that, why you didn't do that last series.
And Myers goes down at the 45. And a chorus of boos will send the Tigers to their locker room. Eli Manning and the Rebels of Ole Miss have a 21-10 lead. Let's go to Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy?
Coach, that's not the way you wanted in that first half, I know. What are you going to tell your team in the locker room? Well, we really didn't play very well in the first half. We hadn't thrown the ball very effectively. We ran it okay, but, you know, defensively we got a couple guys hurt. We got out of sync and made a few errors, and they took advantage of them. And, of course, you never want to get a punt block. We were just going to go in and try to regroup, and it backfired on us. So, you know, we're just going to go in here and see what we can do. We're never out of the game. We got good enough players to come back and win the game. Coach, thanks. Good luck to you. Rich, back to you, buddy.
Thanks, Jimmy. Stunned silence right now here in Baton Rouge. Ole Miss 21, LSU 10. It's halftime. Let's check in with Reese Davis and Mark May.
Rich, thank you. Might have been some silence. Thought I heard a few boos out here, too. Ole Miss with a 21-10 halftime lead. Well, it's been a historic Saturday in college football. We started the day with 8 undefeated teams.
Got it to Omar Rayford. And just like that, Ole Miss had a 21-10 lead. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Rich Waltz along with Sean Salisbury. Huge momentum shifts. And you've got to hand it to Ole Miss in this stadium, making big plays, emotion plays.
Rich, it is huge to go on the road, especially here, and come up with big plays that send you into the locker room feeling good about yourself if you're Ole Miss. When you block a punt and turn that into points, and then you also a 4th and 10, the one you convert before the block punt, it is huge. And if you're Eli Manning, it shows great confidence in your football team to do that and make the play.
And the Rebels will get the ball first. Armstead out to the 22-yard line. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes.
Rich, I was with David Cutcliffe when he came out of that Ole Miss locker room, and he said, Jimmy, I found out in the first half we have a quickness advantage over LSU. We're going to keep trying to capitalize on that the second half. He also said, I told my squad, go out of this locker room and act like it's 0-0. You're still playing in one of the toughest places to play in the country. Let's go out and finish this thing off.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. We'll look for that.
Kind of made you wonder the respect factor that they have for LSU's defense when you go for it and convert on 4th down.
Manning on 1st and 10. Swings it out to Charles Stackhouse, who was one of the unsung heroes of the first half for Ole Miss. Numbers from the first half. Mr. Salisbury.
Take a look at that. First down's pretty even. Passing yards, a major difference, and this is my favorite. You can't see it there because I crossed it out. 3 red zone touchdowns compared to LSU's 1. You get in and you score points, Rich, instead of field goals, you got yourself a big-time advantage. 3 touchdowns in the red zone for Eli and this Ole Miss team.
2nd and 5. Manning, complete. Big hit on Jamie Armstrong, but he holds on. Demetrius Hookfin with the hit. Armstrong just short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 2.
And short also. Another Ole Miss, also one of the better teams on 3rd down conversions in the country and in the SEC. And what I like is they're giving themselves a short couple yards to go. A nice tackle. But this is what Ole Miss does. They give you that short passing game, ball control, put themselves in 3rd and short all the time.
Ziegler in motion. Play action. Manning wanted to get it to Ziegler. He wasn't open, and Manning will be caught back to the 28-yard line. Ryan Clark made the stop.
When you watch the pursuit of the LSU defense, Clark and a whole bunch of white jerseys getting after it, although Eli had a chance to break contain, they did a nice job of Byron Dawson running him down. A lot of people, a lot of bodies around the football, forces the punt.
3 and out for Ole Miss.
And that's a good way to start for LSU in the second half.
Ridgeway. Dominic Davis. Davis, midfield. Davis to the 30. Davis to the 10. Davis, touchdown LSU. In the end zone.
I guess that's going to be another excessive celebration, huh? Are they penalizing the 90,000 plus? We talked about momentum. It was excessive celebration, Rich. Makes it a little bit longer extra point. But we talked about momentum, and that will get you right back into it. They must have liked Coach Saban's speech at halftime. 3 and out, the punt return for a touchdown by Davis.
Flag on the extra point. Hold on. The point is good. Flag is right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense, all sides, penalty declined. Extra point's good.
Special teams big for Ole Miss in the first half. Big for LSU. Dominic Davis, 71 yards later. Ole Miss's lead is down to 4.
How do you go from...
Tiger Stadium alive again. The kickoff out of bounds. Dominic Davis, a 71-yard punt return.
Watch the wonderful vision, but could have had a bad block there. Nice job by staying off, hitting somebody in the back, a body on a body. And when you're open field like this, then his running back instincts come into play. You're not going to get him. No, punter's definitely not going to get him. Wonderful run by Davis. Vision is so important. Key blocks, no penalties. Way to set up your blocks there, Dominic Davis.
You don't see too many running backs returning punts these days. Now Manning back to work. Stretching it out, Armstrong. Demetrius Hookfin on the coverage.
And real nice coverage by Hookfin. Like we said earlier, LSU didn't think they could play too much man. Coach Saban said in this game he was worried about that, especially in 3 and 4 wides. But Ole Miss, who likes to throw the ball underneath, mixes in the changeup, throws it down the field, a little behind and out of bounds, but good coverage by Hookfin. There you see Davis, 71 yards, back in 59. The Heisman man, Billy Cohen.
Billy broke a few more tackles on his. I think he broke 7 tackles. Manning's throw. That one is dropped. Brady James on the coverage. Bill Flowers, the intended receiver.
Eli Manning's pass intended for Bill Flowers, incomplete.
Bill Flowers, he's your inside receiver here. Going to run about an 8-yard outcut. It's man. Ball thrown behind him. Very difficult. Got to put it on his 4 on the outside to make the catch. James on the coverage. But ball's got to be thrown outside. It's a good mismatch for Ole Miss. Eli'd like to have that pitch back.
Dime package and 6 defensive backs for LSU. Manning on the move to the sidelines. Incomplete. Rayford stretched for it. And all of a sudden, all the momentum in this stadium has shifted squarely over to LSU.
It sure has. Once again, getting them in, getting them out. LSU's defense rising. But now you got to reward your quarterback with a good catch here. He missed one last time, but Rayford runs a nice little comeback on the outside. Good job with his eyes coming back. Heads around. Ball's thrown where you got to catch it. Outside, low. Come up with that catch. Got a first down, but now they got to punt again.
Ridgeway to punt. You know who is deep. Davis for the 24. Davis across the 40 to the 42. Little Dominic Davis at 5'10" has brought LSU back single-handedly within 4. Back after this.
And Robertson made the tackle.
Where to next?
Only 10 days left.
21-17. Ole Miss on top of LSU. Aerial coverage of tonight's game, courtesy of the Saturn Light Ship. For more on Saturn and their new View SUV, visit Saturn.com. Tiger fans were booing when they went to the locker room at halftime. They're alive and well right now. Davey back. Got his man, the big tight end, Robert Royal. To the 35-yard line. He's the sleeper in this offense, Sean. 10 catches. Reed gets the headlines, but Royal is a pretty good target as well.
And a reason why Reed, who is the sleeper, will get man coverage because of Reed. Look at this Royal now running the corner route. Nice throw by Davey. Puts it right where his guy can get it. Nice job with his hands by Royal. First down. Other side of the 50 is where you want to be.
For the Ole Miss 35. Davey, blitz coming. Davey throws a wobbler for Reed. And it's out of bounds. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy?
Hey, Rich, the starting strong safety, Lionel Thomas for LSU. 6-foot senior. He's out right now. He's on crutches on the sidelines. The official word is he's very doubtful. A severe sprained left ankle. That makes that defensive secondary that was already thin much thinner the rest of this ball game.
You're right, Jimmy. They're giving up 320 yards per game through the air.
That's the last thing Nick Saban wanted to hear, is that his defensive secondary's got more injuries. Freshman center there, you see him back in the game. Taken out. Ben Wilkerson is in now. Shuffled a little bit with Sale, who came in the game late in the second quarter.
Keep it on the ground. Devery Henderson, the sophomore. LSU has rotated 3 different tailbacks in this game. Sean, where is Josh Reed?
He's out there with number 25 on, but they sure haven't looked to him tonight, have they? They've run the ball effectively early on, but this is a guy who is almost an extension of the run. He's so good after the catch. He's got 1 catch for 19 yards, happened in the first half, but I think he's got to start to rear his head if they want to make some big plays and continue to move this football. All right, here's it. And they've got single coverage out here right now. Take a look at that. You may get it.
Davey along the sidelines. He was looking for Reed. Every game he has played this year, and this is game number 7 for LSU, every game he's gone over 100 yards.
I think we're in 4th down territory. Here we see Davey rolling out. He's got Reed in man-to-man coverage. Ball just a little underthrown. Reed will normally make that catch. They're going to go for the field goal, Rich.
John Corbello's longest this year is 46 yards. This would equal that. And no. He missed it. 8 of 13 this year now is Corbello. And a big miss for LSU. That would have brought them within a point. Starting late tonight, it's a great day or night or morning for drag racing on ESPN2. The NHRA AC Delco Nationals from Las Vegas. 1:30 a.m. Sean Salisbury will be watching the qualifying highlights.
Is there any doubt?
2 o'clock tomorrow when Sean gets back to Bristol, he'll watch the live elimination round. And it all starts at 1:30 a.m. All right, here's Rayford from Manning. And Ole Miss moves the sticks.
And they are very good at that. Rich, I want to get back to the special teams thing. We've seen a missed field goal by LSU. We've seen a blocked punt by Ole Miss. And we've seen a return touchdown by Dominic Davis. Special teams are playing a huge part in this football game right now.
Ole Miss from their 40. Joe Gunn to the 44-yard line. Let's check in with Reese Davis. Reese?
All right, BYU trying to remain unbeaten on a day in which 5 of the unbeaten teams had already gone down. Brandon Dominey at San Diego State, a little pump fake, and then he's going to find Soren Halliday. Goes into the end zone. The Cougars appear to be cruising 31-14, and it is a final for the first time ever. Bob Davies lost in October, BC 21-17.
All right, thanks, Reese. We welcome those of you that have been watching that ball game here in Baton Rouge as Joe Gunn goes up and lands at the 48-yard line. Ole Miss and LSU, SEC West rivals, but the rivalry goes way, way back. And, of course, for the first time in 30 years, a Manning has set foot in this stadium. Peyton Manning, as a member of Tennessee, never played LSU because of their rotation. However, Archie Manning played him 3 times, and Eli Manning tonight gets his first taste of this rivalry. And both of the Manning quarterbacks are here tonight.
There's another Manning. That would have been Cooper.
Cooper made it. Whistles and flags.
We got the whole Manning household out tonight, and rightfully so.
Now, Cooper was a wide receiver who came here to Ole Miss, and after his freshman year, he had a condition in his spinal cord, a narrowing of the spinal cord. He couldn't play football anymore.
5 yards.
He is now a very successful stockbroker in New Orleans.
There's a lot of shop when a Manning's successful, isn't it? Goodness gracious, and what a great family. But you know what I love? This guy right here, Peyton Manning, got a little bit of time off, had a big game on Thursday night, comes on the road to watch little brother play. Dad's obviously a little bit nervous, but it's It's nice to see everybody out here. Just close as Peyton got to Ole Miss, to LSU's field.
Third down, 7. Shotgun for Eli. Manning steps up. He'll keep it. Got to get to midfield. He does. He's got the first down. Scrambles to the 45-yard line of LSU. A 12-yard pickup. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy?
Hey, Rich, I talked with Eli before the ball game, and every Thursday night is when he and Peyton talk on the phone. This past Thursday night, Peyton was busy in Kansas City, but they still spoke after the game. Peyton said, I'm going to tell you what, little brother, a couple of things. I never had the opportunity to play in Tiger Stadium, take advantage of it. He also said, you've been there as a little kid. You know what it's about. You've watched a lot of games. Go out there, execute, and win that ball game.
And he's playing like it right now.
Yeah,
he's playing like he belongs.
Eli swings it out, caught by Gunn. Both of these Ole Miss backs, Joe Gunn and Charles Stackhouse, catch the football so well.
And I'll tell you what makes this offense effective is when you have a quarterback who doesn't show where he's throwing it with his eyes. Look at him downfield, gets the second, all the way to his third back. This is a redshirt sophomore. It's difficult for guys in the National Football League that have been playing 4 and 5 years not to put their eyes on one receiver. Nice job allowing him to get to the third receiver, which will work dividends as this game and his career rolls on.
2nd and 7. Gunn, caught and tripped. Norman Lejeune made the stop. Let's check in with Reese Davis.
All right, Rich, Washington and Arizona State. Huskies on a 3rd and 4th play, already up 7-0. Cody Pickett knows a good thing when he finds it. Reggie Williams catching it, and the Huskies up 14-0 and on the move inside the 20 again.
Washington is right back in that Pac-10 title race with UCLA going down to Stanford today.
Man alive. How about Ty Willingham, the job he's done with the Stanford Cardinals?
Third and 9. Manning on the move. In trouble. Now with time. Now throwing deep for Flowers, and he overthrew him. People compare him to Peyton. He looked like Archie on that scramble.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit more of Archie with his feet. Take a look at this now. This down the road is going to work big for him. Buys some time. Gets a nice block by Buckles there to create some space. Just a little bit too much arm on it. But you know what? It's either his guy or nobody. Made the pitch. They'll punt. But I'll tell you, you keep letting him get outside contain, they'll make some plays. Flowers on the almost receiving end.
Ridgeway to kick it. Davis watches it land. Did he get the corner? No. They will bring it out to the 20. NFL Countdown starts your NFL Sunday tomorrow at 11 a.m. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Steve Young, and many more set up the week in the NFL. Mike Martz is shaking things up. That'll preview the Saints and the Rams, the Eagles. Going back to the Buddy Ryan days, NFL's best pass rush. Why Johnson over Flutie? They're asking themselves that in Buffalo.
And I don't think Doug cares. He's pretty happy where he's at now. Chargers are rolling along. That ought to be a fun game tomorrow. And those Eagles bring it, Rich. Whew. They go get that quarterback.
They're going to miss you tomorrow.
I'm going to miss them, but I'm not missing them too much in front of 90,000 here, I'll tell you that.
Well, this is fun. Almost 92,000. 91,941 the attendance tonight. And there's Dominic Davis.
Dominic Davis
Out to the 28-yard line. Don Lindsay spoke truth. The defensive coordinator for Ole Miss.
If you're going to be a good back, you better bring a fullback with you. And look at Sommeli's block. Perfect right down the middle. Gets his head and his body in front. Makes a nice block to allow Davis to get to the hole. Everybody talks about good running backs, but all good tailbacks will tell you they got a great fullback blocking in front of them.
Reed in motion, 2nd and 2. Davis again to the 34-yard line. Don Lindsay told us teams run against us because they can, and I think that's what LSU has found. They can run it, so they keep doing it.
Why not? You're using up clock. Josh Reed, we talked to these guys yesterday, and Josh Reed about how important it is to be a blocker as a receiver, and he gets down there, and a lot of times you don't have to knock the player to his feet or to his knees. All you've got to do is get in front of him, and we saw Reed do that.
Little leg whip.
Well, you know what? Hey, if you can get away with it, doesn't matter. Those guys don't get to block that much.
Well, he was a running back, so he knows a little bit about it. Davey going to throw now. Rohan going deep for Reed. Broken up. Senator Taylor made the play.
You've got to get rid of that football earlier. Rohan, he was 7 yards in front over Taylor. Reed had him beat. Watch this. Nice job with his feet. Throw the football now. A little bit late. The ball hangs in the air. Senator Taylor, too good. When the ball's in the air, and although he's not fast, good timing. But if that ball's thrown earlier, we got ourselves another touchdown for LSU. A wonderful route with his feet and a nice job creating some space.
He was a safety, and now he's a corner.
And he is physical. But Reed did a good job of not letting him get his hands on him. He had a chance at a big play there.
2nd and 10. Davies setting up a screen. Davis bobbles it and drops it. And that is played well by Lanier Goatee.
Here we are from the end zone shot if you're on the defense. Look at the eyes now. Davey, hold him now. Set your feet, then retreat. You make a more accurate throw. Might have had some trouble there anyway. Incomplete. Might have been glad it was incomplete, but as a quarterback, you've got to keep your eyes down the field and sell screen so those linebackers in secondary don't run to the ball player.
2 incompletions. They're staring at 3rd and 10. Davey trying to keep it in his pot. Still on his feet. Cuts it loose, and that's interference. And that is all Rohan Davey. Vaughn Hutchins all over Robert Royal. How did Rohan Davey stay on his feet?
Well, take a look at that body. Not that body, but Rohan Davey, the 245-pound guy. He eats a tic-tac, he may be 255. Don't let him kid you, but watch this now. And Coach Saban told us yesterday, he said that this guy is one of the great competitors, always believes he's in the game. Keeps it alive, great individual effort, throws it up. Good things happen when you put the ball in the air and give your guys a chance to catch it. He does it just there. Pass interference, very good call by the officials. And a nice job to keep that ball alive by Davey. And he is one of the great leaders on this team, Nick Saban said, and it's plays like that that allow these guys to believe in their quarterback, Rohan Davey.
Just short of midfield. Davis bounces outside. Vaughn Hutchins made the stop.
Vaughn Hutchins been in on a lot of tackles, and I don't know if that's especially good if you're a strong safety making tackles. That means you're getting some good push at the line of scrimmage if you're LSU. And Davis is a workhorse tonight. Done a nice job of coming off the bench. 16 carries for 76 yards. And they've been some tough yards. And also remember the big touchdown on the punt return. There's Eli Manning. It's a shame he doesn't look like a Manning either, right?
On 2nd down, Davis again. To the 38-yard line.
Offensive linemen love to be macho on the left side of that line. Playing macho football. There's Davis. Robridge, Louisiana. He is running hard. It pushes him over 80 yards and losing the chains. A really nice job by the left side of that offensive line to create that new line of scrimmage that I spoke about earlier tonight. There you see Davis' numbers. Averaging almost 5 yards a carry, which is big, Rich.
1st and 10. Ole Miss 39. Rohan Davey with time going deep. Clayton. And he got it! Oh, he got it! Michael Clayton, touchdown LSU! Point is good. True freshman Michael Clayton with a big catch, and LSU leads Ole Miss 24-21.
Pancho.
They say college football is a game of momentum, and it has swung right back to LSU, a 24-21 lead over Ole Miss.
This 91-plus is getting into it too, Rich, and man alive. We told you not to go get a drink. Incredible. Stay right where you are. We got ourselves a wonderful game here. LSU's second half.
John Corbello, the kick. Armstead. And Armstead is out to the 22-yard line. What a play by the true freshman, hometown kid from Baton Rouge, Michael Clayton.
And helped out here, but you don't get a hand on him. Free release. Puts the ball up. It's underthrown, but David gave him a chance. Great one-handed catch by the freshman. It seems like big-time players have a flair for the dramatic. Look at this from the end zone. That's awesome concentration into the end zone by the freshman. Big-time play, and Davey gave him a chance. Good things happen. Nice pitch and catch.
And now suddenly Ole Miss has to play from behind. Quick throw. Manning has his man. Trey Freifogel, a redshirt freshman, his first catch. Clayton had the touchdown to start things off the reverse. And an electric reception on the throw from Davis.
And when you watch him on tape in past games, he finds a way in a game to come up with a big play or two all the time. And that's a big reason why this football team is so excited about this kid who is a wonderful athlete. And he's like the new wave of receiver, big body with speed.
Gunn to the 34-yard line. 24-21 LSU, Nick Saban's second year. And when they hit 20, they are 12-0.
He told me this yesterday. He goes, if we get in the mid-20s, we have a real good shot of winning this football game. But I don't think the scoring's done. Do you, Rich?
No, I don't think he's thinking that right now.
He may start thinking mid-30s for this one.
Manning has his man, a short catch, Jamie Armstrong. And there's Norman Lejeune.
You saw Eli tap his jersey saying, that's my bad. Although they got the completion, you watch this, how he wants to get it out of his hands a little bit earlier. Right now, throw the ball. He held it a little long trying to make a bigger play, and he recognizes that that's on him. Even though they got the completion, he knows that he's got to get the ball out of his hand a little quicker. But a completion nevertheless, Rich, which is what he does well.
Gain of 3. Over the middle. Flowers with the catch. And he held it. His dad was a tough one. Richmond Flowers of the Cowboys. This is Bill, the redshirt freshman.
Damian James not only can pick some passes off, but he'll hit you too. Little helicopter move.
Gain of 6. 3rd and 1.
Aren't you glad you're not a receiver playing college or pro football?
Up the middle, right on the sticks, is Joe Gunn.
All about the spot. Ole Miss has got to answer too here, Rich. You know, LSU's come out and done a good job, and they answered that block punt at the end of the half by coming out and getting a touchdown and a couple of them their own. They got to find a way to answer this, does Ole Miss, so not let LSU continue to ride this wave.
What David Cutcliffe was upset about is LSU had 12 men on the field and were scrambling to get guys on and off the field. He felt that it was either an illegal substitution or illegal participation. He got the first down. That'll make him.
He'll take it, yeah. Long face. He leads his football team to get into this. One more touchdown, we'll be saying, why the long face, Dave? You're fine.
He told us that coming into this stadium is a lot different as a member of Ole Miss than it was as the offensive coordinator at Tennessee.
And as a head coach as opposed to a coordinator.
That's right. He said this rivalry, you can really taste it when you show up here in an Ole Miss uniform. Flowers again. Along the sidelines, Ryan Clark made the stop. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy?
Hey, Rich, I spoke with Eli before the ball game. He said his biggest concern when Tiger Stadium gets rocking is how quickly they get to play to me in the huddle. He said, I'll need extra time tonight when I get to the line of scrimmage to maybe change and maybe audible. I'll need the extra time. So far, they've done a very good job of getting that play quickly to that Ole Miss huddle from the sideline. That's an important part of this game right now.
Thanks, Jimmy. We'll look for that. 24-21, LSU on top of Ole Miss. Final minute approaching third quarter. Eli Manning has the Rebels on the move towards Sanford inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
You know what I'm a little surprised about? The crowd noises Jimmy was talking about. As a quarterback, not only getting the play in, but also the audibles at the line of scrimmage. I'm surprised that this crowd's not making it more difficult when their defense is on the field, LSU's, to give Eli more trouble.
Is there another sophomore quarterback in college football that has more leeway, that checks off more often, that is more of better at controlling the offense than Eli Manning?
No, he manages his football team as good as any sophomore in the country does. Probably as good as most seniors do, and it's only going to get better for Ole Miss.
On second down, Manning lots of time. Short pass, Flowers has been the featured receiver on this drive. You'll see a good quarterback on Tuesday night on ESPN2, David Garrard, one of the better quarterbacks in the country. East Carolina and TCU. Pirates 3-0 in Conference USA. For more, log on to ESPN.com, your home for college football on the internet. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Tuesday night.
Rich, I enjoy watching Manning and both these quarterbacks play football. But the three things that I think are most important at the position are accuracy, dealing with pressure, and being able to go in there and lead your team. And Eli and this other quarterback, Davey, has them both. But Manning extremely accurate.
And goes up, and we should have a rather entertaining fourth quarter on the way. 24-21, LSU on top of Ole Miss. Back for the fourth quarter after this.
Unscripted with Chris Connolly, weekdays at 5 on ESPN.
Suffering succotash.
I thought I saw a pretty cat. I did.
I'll catch you, Tweety.
Hi, I'm Noel Blanc. My daddy, Mel Blanc, was the voice of nearly all the classic Looney Tunes characters. But my favorites are still Tweety and Sylvester. You never knew what those two were going to do. They even won an Oscar, and they appeared in over 40 cartoons. And now please join me as we introduce the Tweety and Sylvester. Talking
Here we go
animated
again.
This piece of Warner Brothers history is a completely interactive clock. Every hour, Tweety turns up and bops Sylvester, and Sylvester responds as he gives Tweety the hungry eye. You'll get a new show every hour with dozens of different dialogue, expertly engineered to precise detail and standards. Watch as Tweety opens his door with a laugh.
Come on, tease me.
But look out for Sylvester's swinging pendulum tail. The clock features a precision quartz movement with a hidden panel to adjust the time. It even has a light sensor to tell it when it's nighttime. This special edition timepiece will make telling time fun.
Mommy, it's 8 p.m.
Officially licensed by Warner Brothers, the Tweety and Sylvester talking animated clock is not available in stores. It's only available through this special television offer. Call right now, and you can get the amazing Tweety and Sylvester talking animated clock for only $49.99. As a special bonus, when you order, we'll include this remote control free with your clock. Now you don't have to wait to see Tweety and Sylvester in action. That's right, you get the Tweety Sylvester clock and the bonus remote control for only $49.99. So pick up the phone and call now, folks.
To order the Tweety and Sylvester clock for $49.99 plus shipping and handling, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-240-9944 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. You must be 18 or older to call. Sorry, no CODs.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you love.
Call 1-800-959-ARMY for this free video to find out which job is right for you and discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
I love what I do.
Saturday night at LSU. We head to the fourth quarter. So are we. 24-21. LSU on top of Ole Miss. Eli Manning and the Reds on a third down.
4-down territory here. They got 2 plays to get this.
Play 1 is Stackhouse. I don't think they got it.
They've got it on 4th and 10 tonight. This will surprise me if they don't call this 4-down territory and try to score here. And I'm surprised.
Jonathan Nichols, the field goal kicker, is in for a 52-yarder. This is only the 3rd attempt of his career. His longest is 27.
I think this is a pretty big 3rd attempt for him.
He does have the wind at his back. That will help him. Play clock.
5-yard penalty.
Now to me, that's unacceptable if you're Ole Miss. Especially for a kicker who's only attempted 2. He's young, dealing with pressure on the road. Now he's got to move it back 5 more yards.
There's no way you let him kick a 57-yard.
No, you don't. That to me, and with a 3-point lead, if you're LSU, that is an unacceptable delay of game penalty.
And that's what David Cutcliffe is saying. Now remember, Nichols is a freshman. And his holder, Cody Ridgway, the punter, who's on now, he's a freshman as well. And Ridgway trying to keep this out of the way of Davis. Into the end zone it goes. Matt Greer trying to get up to it.
That is something that's got to be done. Bad clock management, bad penalty.
LSU with a 3-point lead. What a night it's been for some of the youngsters. We start with a true freshman, Michael Clayton. This 29-yard reverse got LSU in the end zone to start the game. And then the sophomore, Dominic Davis. 71 yards. And watch this one-handed catch by Clayton. That stretched it at 24-21. That is your proverbial broken play. As Davis handed it to, Davey handed it to Davis.
That's called a nice try at misdirection, and it was misdirected about 4 different ways. And Rich, getting back to that penalty, things like that, there's 5 or 6 critical plays in a game that come back and bite you. And that could be huge, especially when you got the wind at your back kicking a field goal and you have to punt.
Second down. Davey to the sidelines for Reed, and he overthrew him. We haven't seen Josh Reed open much, and the few times he's been open, Davey has missed him
and thrown the ball a little late and a little long. And you know, if you'd have told me at the beginning of this game it would be 24-21 now, and Josh Reed would have 1 catch for 19 yards, I would have said there's no way that was going to happen. But it has. Davey's done a nice job of distributing the ball elsewhere, but I still believe before it's over 25, he's going to have to make some kind of big play before this is done. There you see his receiving yards, Rich, 6 of them in a row over 100 yards tonight, only 19 yards.
This game number 7 for LSU this year. Long third down here. Blitz coming. Whistle stop it.
For the ball with snap movement by the entire offensive line, 5 yards. Still third down.
That tells me that the center got the snap count. Everybody moves, but the center and the ball doesn't come. Watch this. Hello. He's a little bit late. His head got up a little late. And I'm going to tell you, in your playbook of 3rd and 12, there's not very many. And I can assure you, very few teams have a 3rd and 17 in their playbook. The key is don't turn this one over.
Rob Sale, the center. The best team in the NCAA in 3rd down conversions. That's because they haven't faced many of these. 3rd down and 17.
1 for 7 tonight.
Davey, lots of time over the middle. Got his man. Caught at the 30. No, drop. In and out. Jarrell Myers was popped pretty good.
And the ball should have been caught. You got a philosophy if you're a receiver. Hutchins on the hit. We've called his name a lot. Of philosophy is if you're going over the middle, you're going to get whacked anyway. So make that catch. Use those hands. Throw it a little bit behind him. But you know what? Let's take that back. That's just great play by Von Hutchins, who gets a hand in there. The ball never got to the receiver's hands. Give the defensive back credit for his concentration and prevent the pass interference call.
Ole Miss, remember, blocked the punt late in the first half. Jones gets it away. Armstead from the 45. Flag is down. Near sideline. 44-yard kick, 12-yard return. And an LSU player tangled up.
Got two people down, one on each squad, I believe.
Norman Lejeune is the LSU player, number 36. I think he just didn't want to move because of the injury to the Ole Miss player.
Receiving team more than 3 yards from the line of scrimmage, 10-yard penalty enforced from the end of the kick, first down and 10.
So this will bring the return back.
I don't know if that
LSU on top of Ole Miss, 24-21. We're back after this. 49 left in this game. 24-21. LSU on top of Ole Miss. Our aerial coverage, courtesy of the world's newest airship, the Saturn Lightship, 165 feet long. Bright red in the Baton Rouge night.
It's a huge penalty also.
Yep. The penalty from the point of return, where the return started, brings it back inside the 35. We'll update you on the injury in a moment. Manning on the snap. To the outside, he has Omar Rayford, who breaks loose, and Rayford is across midfield to the 48-yard line.
The best you can hope for in any football game is single coverage. Eli Manning spots the coverage. Got to get it out there with a nice little pitch, and then it's run after the catch. You get single coverage on the outside, little quick out route, makes the first man miss, gets himself a first down, moving the chains, and that's what Ole Miss's offense is all about. And Rich, we talked about penalties. 4 for Ole Miss tonight, and they're one of the top in the country and not penalizing themselves with 5 average per game.
First and 10. Manning, pump fake, going up for Flowers, and it's incomplete. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes.
Well, the official word from the Ole Miss sidelines on Jason Armstead, the old-fashioned, he got his bell rung. They gave me the thumbs up and said he'll be fine. He put his chin strap and helmet back on, and he's ready to go again, but he did get it done. Bell was rung.
Jimmy, he was in on that last play. He was lined up at an inside slot, so that's good news that Armstead, the junior, is back in.
As our good buddy Jack Arute would say, you've got mail when you take that big shot to the head. Don't know what's going on.
Second and 10. Gunn to the 46-yard line. All of a sudden, LSU's defense is playing very well. Trev Falk, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
They sure are. It's amazing what a little momentum and a little emotion can do for your defense. They haven't been very good, especially against the pass. And, you see Ole Miss trying to pound the ball a little bit on them now, but they're doing a good job of being stout there inside.
Big 3rd and 7. Blitz coming. Manning unloads. Incomplete. He was looking for Flowers, who I don't think was aware of the blitz.
A lot of times that's what will happen here. Quarterback receiver on the wrong page. There's an all-out blitz. Eli obviously thinks it's going to be an out cut. Flowers runs the fade route. The key there for Eli was getting rid of the ball, not taking a sack, and he might have thrown this away prematurely just so he didn't have to take the sack. Standing in there and forces a punt. Nice pressure by LSU's defense.
Ridgeway.
Not a very good punt, though, Rich.
They mark it at the 18-yard line. Tomorrow on ABC at 3 p.m., the Buick Challenge final round from Pine Mountain, Georgia. Field Challenge, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. There's your leaderboard. Joel Edwards, 18 under. Davis Love.
3D's charging a little bit, isn't he? How would you throw it out if one of those guys out there? Let's go out to Sean Salisbury at 15.
We'd have to talk just like this, Sean.
Oh, it's 12-footer from right to his left.
How does Tirico do it? He goes from Thursday night talking like this.
Hardest working man in the world is what he is.
On Saturdays and Sundays like this. To the 24-yard line.
Well, yeah, okay. So he's not lifting bricks for a living. Hardest working man in our business. How's that? And then he's got to deal with Sterling Sharp on Monday night, so he's awesome. How about speaking of hard work, big Dominic Davis has got his going to earn his scholarship tonight. Done it all, touchdown on return, grinding it out. He's pushing that 100-yard mark right now, coming out of that backfield.
86 yards. After the 27-yard line, Davis again. Seneca Taylor made the stop. LSU and Ole Miss. This rivalry, I don't think a lot of people across the country know that this is really a rivalry game. Right. But David Cutcliffe knows it.
I got news for you, too. If you don't know it, come on out here for one of these games and get yourself a look-see. Look at that. Everybody's up on this one, Rich.
Davies in trouble. Caught. Throws it as he goes down, and it's incomplete. Reed was the intended receiver. That would have been a sack in the NFL.
Yes, it would have been. They would have caught it in the grass. And I like the fact that Davey got rid of it, but you know what? This is very dangerous. Backed up in your own zone, throwing that ball. Now, I love the way he competes. But take a look. There's 10 men at the line of scrimmage, counting the fresh corners. Putting pressure now. He does a good job of buying time, but protect that football. Get 2 hands on it. Almost completed it, but that is a dangerous throw that could turn the momentum of a football game, and they'll have to punt it away to Ole Miss.
Good punt cover team. Not much hang time on this pick, though. But a good roll. It dies at the 30. 43 yards on the kick from Donnie Jones. Ole Miss with the ball down 3.
Excuse me, ma'am. May we help you cross?
Well, that was lovely, boys.
Scouting, where character counts.
Oh, I think I forgot my purse up there.
The biggest selection of cars for 0% financing?
His name is Terry Cullen. He's a man who can put you in a truck.
It's still going on. Terry Cullen has over 200 brand new Chevy cars available right now for 0% financing for up to 5 years. Every brand new Chevy car from Cavaliers to Corvette for 0% financing. And remember, $1 down delivered starting at only $193 per month.
Terry Cullen.
On Battle Creek Road next to Sam's Club in Jonesboro.
Smash mouth football right up until kickoff.
A little football amongst friends. Sunday NFL countdown.
Tiger Stadium, 92,000 on hand. LSU on top of Ole Miss. Eli Manning's first trip into Death Valley.
Not a bad game. 23 for 37. Started off a couple 201 yards. The big key, though, is 26 of his 37 attempts were exactly what they always do at 10 yards or less. And there you see the trifecta of Manning's watching the fourth member, Eli Manning.
Archie, Peyton, and Cooper. Eli. A nice catch by Armstrong, who had to reach behind him. And he makes a catch for a first down out of the 43-yard line.
Good job catching the ball with his hands. You think Eli Manning's pretty good in the fourth quarter? His numbers have been astounding in the fourth quarter. 28 of 44, almost 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's got a passer rating of 181.6. That'll win games in the fourth quarter. This is right where he wants him. Close game with an opportunity.
He led that thrilling comeback against Alabama. Back to Manning. For Armstrong. Couldn't hold it. Norman Lejeune.
What a nice play by Lejeune. Very nice throw. Going up there trying to get a little pitch back to the quarterback. Hands. Lejeune makes a nice play. Again, if he was beat, Armstrong on the reception, you saw him catch a ball with his hands play before. That's just good concentration by a defensive back making a play, and a huge play to force 2nd and 10.
Manning a quick throw. Bill Flowers the catch. Close to midfield. 48-yard line.
Randall Gay on the tackle there.
6th catch for Flowers.
Yeah, he's been, we've called his name a lot more than we have on Collins tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
Collins made the touchdown catch.
He caught one early.
Oh, wait, touchdown catch was Rayford, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Collins has been their feature guy. Flowers had just 5 catches this year, and he's got 6 tonight.
Am I allowed to say he's blooming tonight?
No.
Okay.
3rd down. Manning under pressure. Broken up. There's Norman again. Norman Lejeune.
Now, if you watch this series, you wouldn't believe that LSU doesn't cover the receivers very well. Norman Lejeune doing a nice job. 2 of those plays made by him, sticking in the receiver's back pocket, but using his hands well. I see too many defensive backs playing receiver instead of ball. He played the ball twice in this series. 2 very good defensive plays by him.
Ridgeway gets the kick away, and Davis will watch it sail into the end zone. That's a 53-yard punt. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. to get you ready for all the day in the NFL. It's NFL Countdown. Give me your best boomer.
It's a special Sunday edition of NFL Countdown.
Verb, Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Steve Young, and many more. Tomorrow's headlines. Johnson over Flutie, the 4th Brady brother, and the T.O. that you don't know, Terrell Owens.
The Raiders. The 49ers.
You spent way too much time
around Brewer,
locked away in the studio with that man. Davey got a man open, and he overthrew Josh Reed. Justin Coleman on the coverage.
You love that matchup. Get single coverage on the outside, and they've just missed hit a couple times tonight. And they still haven't got Josh Reed into the football game. And Seneca Taylor has done a good job most night. There you see Coleman, but Taylor's been on him, a big physical cover corner most of the night. Held him to 1 catch.
LSU has gone away from their ground game. They've been throwing on 1st down a lot. Henderson in motion. Davey back. Here comes the blitz. They got him. He got the ball away. There's a flag down. Shawnee was inside the tackle box.
Intentional grounding. They're throwing away that ball inside the tackle box, and it's a blatant throwaway.
And the ball didn't get past the line of scrimmage as well.
That's exactly right. You put that down, going to lose it down here. I know you're trying to save a sack, but you end up hurting your team that way. And it's been Spence again. He's been all over the place tonight.
3rd down.
There you hear the call. There's Spence unblocked again. Now that's, quarterback's got to see that. If that's a hot, what we call a hot, which is an unblocked guy, you've got to get the ball and raise it up and throw it to your tight end or your back or your receiver right now. If he's uncovered, that's a sack on a quarterback. It ends up being intentional grounding and a loss of down.
3rd down, 24. Movement. This is going to be 3rd down and about 27.
And you know what this is doing? Is backing yourself up, putting yourself in a hole, and unless you get the 1st down here, Manning's going to get the ball with
movement of the offensive line, half of this, still 3rd down.
With that 4th quarter rating and that 4th quarter ability, somewhere around midfield or better. Here's a penalty again, movement on your left tackle. And I'm sorry, but I don't believe this should ever happen at home.
Sean, in a loud environment, and they're right in front of the Ole Miss fans. Don't most shotgun counts go on a silent count?
Yeah, but if you're at home, you really don't have to. There's some Ole Miss fans here, but it shouldn't be loud enough to cause them trouble. And a lineman moves on the ball movement. You should be moving on the ball. No excuse at home to be jumping off sides.
3rd and 27. Davis. Stopped at the 12. So Donnie Jones is going to have to kick it from his end zone. Remember, Ole Miss blocked the punt in the final moments of the first half. Do you come after it, Sean, or do you set up the return?
Well, there you see Dominic Davis, first of all, coming off the field limping, which is not good because we know Tofield's also had an injury. Davis has played well. With Rob Robertson, who blocked it early in the game, I think you come after this because even if you don't, you're going to get good field position on a fair catch.
As long as you don't hit the kicker. Whoa, they almost got it. They may have gotten a piece. It lands at the 35. Great field position for Ole Miss. 23 yards on the kick. 7.5 minutes left in this football game. LSU. 3-point lead. He got a piece. Eli Manning has it when we get back.
Hey, there's big news at 7-Eleven. It's the new Big Bite Combo. Delicious Big Bite hot dog made by Oscar Mayer. With sweet chili and cheese. Whatever you want. An ice cold Dr. Pepper. And a big grab of chips. All for just $1.99. Oh, thank heaven.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
No.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that tastes awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Okay, Coast Square. Good. Listen, Teddy, everyone's excited about the new Windows XP, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we get them really fired up. We take XP, we load it onto our 300S. We add a free CD burner, include a flat screen, and we sell it all for $9.99.
$9.99 with a flat screen?
Teddy, did I stutter?
Like a lot of organizations, ESPN was having trouble with their carpet. So they had me install a more natural surface. This grass we install is the best. It's a good Bermuda.
No hot water on that, okay? Yeah, that'll set the stain.
It lays down very, very pretty.
Still to come on SportsCenter the rest of the night in the NBA.
Wherever you are, I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than grass.
In Baton Rouge, LSU by 3. Eli Manning's first trip into Death Valley. How's he done, Sean?
25 for 41 for 219 yards of picking and a touchdown, but he's had very good numbers and played a good game coming in on the road. Great to see the completion down the middle early in the game, tight end. Here's the interception that I know he'd like to have back. Forced it down the middle of the field, but there he beats the blitz, holds on to the ball, and allows the guy to hit him. Knows he's going to get hit, makes the pitch. And here's the touchdown. Wonderful patience in the pocket. Hits Rayford for the score. But this is playing into what he does now. Remember, Rich, great numbers in the fourth quarter. There you see his numbers in the game, but this is a 180-plus quarterback rating in the fourth quarter is Eli Manning.
First and 10, it's Gunn. Inside the 25. Down to the 21. And that James Ryan Clark made the stop.
Huge opening. When you've thrown 41 times, your tendency as a defense to think you're going to continue to pitch the ball. Nice job. Pushed by the left side of the line. Gunn reading it, keeping two hands on that football through the hole. Gets into the secondary. That sure makes a quarterback job easier also. Can raise those numbers in the fourth quarter. They're in with 3 wides and 2 backs. A good step for them.
Gunn again. To the 18-yard line. Keep in mind that Ole Miss has a freshman kicker. And not only that, in 6 football games, he's attempted 2 field goals. He made just one of them.
And I asked before the game, talking to the special teams coach, and he said, you know, I said, does he have guts enough if they're down to be able to come in here and kick? He said, yeah, he's a tough guy. He'd like to kick more. And Jonathan Nichols, there you see him on the sideline, get himself ready. I know they'd like to score instead of have to kick a field goal, though.
Second down. Manning has his man Ziegler. Ziegler is in. Touchdown, Ole Miss. $17 yards.
shining in the fourth quarter, and this play is all about patience. And when we see the replay of this after the kick, you're going to see why this redshirt sophomore, the people have so much hope, and the hype is so big for him, not just because he's a Manning, but he's carving out his own name as a member of the Manning family.
Ole Miss by 4.
On a crossing route. Look at Manning's head going to the left. 1-2. Holding it. Slides to buy some time. Accurate throw to Ziegler. Moves in to the end zone. Take a look now from Eli Manning's point of view. He sees nothing to the left. Waits till Ziegler, the crosser, comes into his vision. An accurate throw. Putting it out in front so Ziegler can run after the catch. And instead of being tackled for an 8-yard gain, gets into the end zone. Tight ends are underused and underrated in college football. And Eli Manning finds out that his tight end needs to be used, and a good job of patience in the pocket by Eli.
And if you have patience, college game day, post game coming up. Reese Davis, Mark May, Ron Gilmore. After a long day filled with upsets, a college game day scoreboard show is coming up right after this one. And they have to wait a bit, though. There's 6.5 minutes left.
Plenty of time, with 3 timeouts both for both teams available.
Devery Henderson, and look who's deep. Josh Reed is back.
They must want a big play, huh?
Henderson watches it roll through the end zone.
Well, Rich, you kind of wonder, is this the time where we finally see Josh Reed come up big? 1 catch, 19 yards on the night. Been pretty much taken out of his game. LSU's run the ball well. Davies made some plays. And the freshman made some plays, Clayton. But now we got to see what happens with the new running back. Henderson is in the game.
Dominic Davis not in the ball game. 6.5 minutes left. Rohan Davies, the senior. This is Davies. Throws it away. Let's check in with Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy?
Rich, Dominic Davis sits on that LSU bench right now with that left ankle heavily wrapped on the outside of that shoe. He's trying to walk it off. The trainers are with him right now, but he doesn't look like he's getting ready to go back in by any time soon right now.
That's right, Jimmy. He tweaked it on that final play of their last possession. He's been electric tonight. 71-yard punt return. Rush for 93 yards. Reed in motion. Henderson to the 23-yard line. This is going to bring up a 3rd down and long. Jote made the stop. Nick Saban told us that Rohan Davies is the unquestioned leader of this football team. He showed it last year in the Peach Bowl win over Georgia Tech. Ole Miss shows blitz. Here they come. Davies stands up. Reed is up and he's got the ball. At the 43.
35-yard gain there. Von Hudson's on the coverage, but we said 1 catch for 19 yards, and somehow, some way, Reed was going to have to come up big before this game was over. And hello, just a post down the middle field, ball underthrown, but gave his guy a chance to catch it. And that's why Reed's got 6 consecutive games over 100 yards. May not get it tonight. That's a pretty good average on 2 catches, though.
Henderson lost the football.
So the ball's out.
Now, was he down, or does Ole Miss have it? Ole Miss
they have not marked him down. They did not mark him down.
And Ole Miss has the football. No, yeah, there it is. There's the signal from the referee. A huge turnover for LSU. Devery Henderson.
You know, Rich, that's got to be difficult. Henderson comes in, gets a couple carries on the drive. And I'm not making excuses for the sophomore, but when you come in and you haven't played the entire game of this magnitude, trying to get some extra yards, kid punches it up in the hole. Nice job of stripping the ball.
Lanier Gauthier.
Yes, does a nice job, and then the ball at the bottom of the pile, and tough way to turn it over.
Now Ole Miss will try to run some clock. There's Gunn. Gunn is loose. He dropped the ball. He got it back. At the 20. Joe Gunn broke loose on a 38-yard run.
And what an excellent job by Damian James. He gets in there, look at him, he's caught up in the wash, but he realizes they need a turnover. Watch that hand come through there, boop, knocks it out. Now, you want to talk about luck? Bounce right back up to him. Good effort by Gunn to keep his concentration on the football. That's two very good individual efforts, and that looked like a round ball bouncing up there as opposed to that crazy bounce of football normally takes. Huge run in that situation.
This time they give it to Charles Stackhouse, and he's down to the 19.
I think Gunn's tired. Give him a little bit break. Let Stackhouse run the football a play or two.
Stackhouse carry.
David Cutcliffe.
He's all business, isn't he?
He is.
Talk to him on the phone. He's always ready to go.
17 years in Tennessee.
There's Nick Saban.
Great run at Michigan State. His second year here.
Both of these teams are so well coached.
4 minutes left. On 2nd and 9. Manning rolls and throws. Stackhouse short of the first down. Well, wait a minute now. Where will they spot him? Stackhouse. He had to get to the 10. They mark it just outside the 10.
We've seen a lot of misdirection from Manning tonight, getting out on the bootleg and moving the aiming point of the quarterback. Watch how quick he gets this ball out of his hand. Turn your shoulders and your head right now. What that does gives Stackhouse a chance to catch, run, and get close to the first down. Just short of it, 3rd and inches.
Gunn is up and over, and he's got the first down. He's pretty good at that.
He's very good at it. He's got some hops, and seen him do it a handful of times tonight. Got in the end zone with one of them. Now, if you're Ole Miss right now in this situation, I know LSU's got 3 timeouts. You're going in trying to score. You got a first down. If it's me, Rich, you use every bit of clock time you possibly can. You don't let LSU get the ball back with a lot of time here. And although they'll have some time, but you milk it. Hold that ball at the line of scrimmage. Snap it with just a couple seconds to go on the play clock. Use as much time as you can.
Ziegler in motion. Stackhouse. That pile just keeps moving. They'll mark him at the 5. Clock continues to roll.
That's why you do those squats in the gym, so you can move about 8 guys on your back. He's had a good game tonight, Stackhouse has. Catching, running, blocking. He's done a little bit of everything. His hands impress me. Here he is again. All you young backs at home checking this out. Oh, this is the pass. Excuse me. You young backs can watch this too. Good concentration. Uses his hands. Gets that ball close to the first down.
6'3", 240 is Stackhouse. 2nd and goal. From the 5. Gunn. Stop. 3rd down. When do you think about using a timeout?
Well, if you're LSU, I think about using one right now.
And they do. It will be 3rd down and goal from the 4. When we get back, Ole Miss going in, up 4.
Chevy trucks available for 0% financing?
His name is Terry Cullen. He's a man who who can put you in a truck.
That's right. Every new truck, van, and SUV from Tahoes to Silverados are ready to move at 0% financing. Terry Cullen has the biggest selection of trucks, vans, and SUVs and will save you thousands of dollars. And remember, only $1 down delivers starting at only $193 per month. On Battle Creek Road, next to Sam's Club in Jonesboro.
Join Fox Family at Six Flags Over Georgia's all-new Fright Fest weekends now through October. 16 rooms of scare await you at the new Fearman's Manor Haunted House. Fast forward and blast backwards on the new Deja Vu roller coaster. Clown around all evening with the chilling Nightmare Circus Carnival of Chaos. Plus hundreds of ghoulish scare actors and more at Six Flags Fright Fest. Fear is best served chilled. Save $12 off park admission with any can of your favorite Coca-Cola product. You'll come back now in fear.
We are back, man. That was possibly the finest rock and roll show I have ever seen. I Smell World Tour!
Wow. You mean the whole world?
Yes. You're not, Gene. You're not Paul. You guys on KISS?
No. But we did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
One of the great stories in the SEC this year is Ole Miss. 5-1 coming in. On the road in Death Valley, up 28-24. Eli Manning and his brother Peyton continue to move up the charts. All the Mannings are here tonight. Cooper, Peyton, Archie. 3rd and goal. Play action. Manning to the end zone. It is caught. Yes! Touchdown! Ziegler again!
Love those tight ends. I don't think he meant to throw it there. But when you're good, you're good. We call that just simple pitch and catch, don't we?
In a sea of bodies in the end zone, Doug Ziegler emerged with a football. How about that? Jonathan Nichols for the point. Whistle. And flag. Point may seem insignificant, but it's not. It's a 10-point lead right now. That's a touchdown and a field goal.
Movement by the offensive line, 5 yards.
They'll move it back 5.
And with 2 timeouts left for LSU, anything, can happen in this situation. What's interesting, if Mississippi wins, let's give them some credit. I know that you look at their schedule, but this is a football team that wins this, and they're bowl eligible now with their 6th win.
Absolutely. Point is good, so the lead is now at 11 for David Cutcliffe and the Rebels. A win here, they would move to 6-1, 3-1 in the conference.
Little replay, another nice job. Man in his face, Eli Manning throws it. I'm not so sure that's where he intended it to go, but look at that tremendous effort by Ziegler. Ooh, I don't know. They'll take the touchdown. Might have been a little gold on that football down there, but that's just a great effort on a quarterback who gets hit in the mouth and on a tight end. And Cooper, Manning, Peyton, Archie, everybody excited for Eli and the touchdown pitch. That's a nice, you deserve to be congratulated. Nice football game by you, Mr. Ziegler. Eli with his just emotions in check as always.
Of all the Mannings, Cooper, Peyton, and Archie, those 3, when they were growing up, would talk football. They knew all the numbers, all the stats, all the players, except Eli. Eli could care less, they said.
I got news for any young quarterback or football fan growing up. They'll know who Eli is. Another nice performance by him tonight, although this game's not over. He came in here with high expectations and with a lot of hype, and guess what? He's answered the call again.
Well, they put Josh Reed back again. Remember, Davis is still on the bench. And Reed will bring it to the 20. Josh Reed, 35 out to the 37-yard line. Now let's see Rohan Davey and the Tigers in a 2-minute offense.
Yeah, what you do here is you line up. And there's not a whole lot of running going on. You spread them out, try to get yourself rolling, and A lot of times quarterbacks like this, now you're in control of the football game and you can feel what's going on, and he'll glance to the sideline during this drive, but this is a quarterback's time to shine, and we've seen one quarterback do it. It's time for Davey now with 10 points down here. It's 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, Rich.
Davey dumps it short. Found a man, Myers. And Fox will continue to run because he didn't have a first down. They've got to stretch the field here.
So you've got to take your shots. If you're only down by 7, I understand checking the ball down, but you've got to get 2 scores here. So you've got to push the ball down the field and hope for something good to happen.
Quick dump out to the 45-yard line. Still short of the first down. They're going to have to burn a timeout here.
Sure are.
We'll take a timeout as well. Ole Miss 35-24 with $1:30 left.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
On a tremendous acrobatic catch by Doug Ziegler from Eli Manning, Ole Miss has built a 35-24 lead with 1:30 left.
Don't tell me tight ends aren't athletic. Look at this. This ball, I don't believe, was intended for Ziegler, but take a look now. Look between his legs after he makes his catch. Does that ball hit the ground before is his hand underneath? If that's the NFL, regardless of it, it's a great effort. But if that's the NFL, that is a definite reviewable call there. But guess what? It's not. It's a 10-point lead for Ole Miss.
All right, if they reviewed it and you were the official reviewing it, what would you say?
I think you got to reverse the call because the ball hit the ground without his hand underneath the football. But it's still a good effort. He protected it enough to make it a controversial call.
3rd down and 1, and they threw the ball incomplete. This is going to bring up 4th down and 1. College Game Day scoreboard is coming up. Reese Davis, Mark May, Rod Gilmore have all the upsets and all the news. There's only 3 unbeatens left in college football. BCS shakeup. And, of course, I'm sure they'll revisit a very happy Valley. Davey on 4th and short. This is it for LSU. He's going to put it up for Reed, who's got the catch at the 25. The Tigers are still alive.
Yes, they are. Not exactly the greatest high percentage play on 4th down, but you will take that. And Reed is going to push him up to 100 yards, close to it again in receiving.
31 yards on the reception.
There's a hold. Keeps working, though. Davey puts nice air under the football. Good concentration.
Shotgun. Davey lost the ball. It's loose. And who's got it? Ole Miss has got it, and that
ball game
should be the ball game.
Ole Miss. How many times you see that happen, Rich? Where you make a big play, and then as an offense, you start to relax a little bit, and you give up a huge sack, and Josh Cooper coming in and making a hit, and forcing a turnover. And that's the tail of this game. 3 turnovers to 1. Cannot lose your concentration and focus. And although there was only a little bit over a minute to go, you still got to think about protecting your passer. And Ole Miss is coming on the road and taking one home. This is a huge victory for them.
Manning will take a knee. LSU has a timeout to burn, and they'll use it. David Cutcliffe's Ole Miss Rebels were picked to finish dead last in the SEC West.
You think, I mean, I know that the Pat Hills of the world, although they've lost the last 2 times at Fresno State, there's going to be David Cutcliffe deserves some votes for Coach of the Year. He's done a heck of a job.
Oh, absolutely. SEC West standings, assuming a win here. Auburn at 4-1. Remember, it was Auburn that hung the only loss on Ole Miss's schedule. But at 3-1. And Ole Miss, the schedule from here on out is pretty darn good for Ole Miss. They've got Arkansas and Georgia at home. the Egg Bowl, which is on ESPN, and then Vanderbilt. Look at the teams they missed this year, Sean. They missed Florida, they missed Tennessee, and they missed South Carolina. That's key.
That might have just been a big miss in the scheduling because you're missing 3 real good football teams. And you look at that Mississippi State game, Mississippi State's not playing that good this year, so pretty favorable for Ole Miss. This is a huge one coming on the road here, though.
Decided underdogs in this one. It'll take one more snap before it's in the books. This rivalry legendary. The 68 Archie Manning came in here and beat LSU. Eli's first trip in. Both games came as sophomores for Archie and Eli. Archie would go 2-1 against LSU. Peyton never played against the Tigers.
I imagine there's some pretty proud dads and brothers and family and mother in the stands tonight over Eli's performance and Ole Miss's victory.
Eli Manning, David Cutcliffe, and the rest of the Rebels have come into Death Valley in front of 92,000, and they walk out at 6-1. 3-1 in the SEC West. Eli's coming. You know, Eli Manning, the sophomore. Another great fourth quarter. Ole Miss 35, LSU 24. College Game Day Scoreboard is coming up. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Jimmy Dykes and Sean Salisbury and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Rich Wolf. Good night. Reese Davis, take it away.
College Game Day Scoreboard is presented by Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm.
Historic day in college football. Last week, Joe Paterno pulled even with Bear Bryant with his 323rd win, an improbable one against Northwestern. Wood, number 324, come against Ohio State. Hope appeared lost until Zach Mills, down 27-9 in the third, 69 yards for the touchdown. It's 27-15. Penn State came all the way back to 29-27. Buckeyes trying to go up when Brian Scott rises and makes a block for the ages in Happy Valley and preserves number 324 as Joe Paterno reaches the summit of the mountain with his 324th victory to pass Bear Bryant. Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the College Game Day Scoreboard. Rod Gilmore, Mark Mayer here. Bino Cook going to join us in a bit, and we promise plenty of reaction and perspective to the great accomplishment that Joe Paterno had. And maybe you guys realize when he reaches the mountaintop like this, rarely have we had many days in college football that exemplified how difficult it is to stay at the mountaintop whenever you get there. The BCS went a little something like this to start the day on Saturday. Oklahoma, Nebraska, UCLA, the top 5, in fact, all unbeaten teams. Oklahoma and Nebraska matching wits in the Red River rivalry, or not the Red River rivalry, but the Big Red rivalry. And this rivalry more about passion than about computer rankings. Bob Stoops never lost to a top 10 team, 8-0. Pass defense of Nebraska was crazy.
Old corners like this. Watch the man coverage. Watch him work it right there. K.O. Craver jumps this route, gets a pick. It doesn't result in the score, but it set the tone for the day. Watch here again. Man coverage once again. Erwin Swiney gets this ball. He comes up with a nice coverage. They played that way all day, Reese.
13 tackles, the 2 picks, 4 passes defended. Back to the game. Jason White finding Quentin Griffin for a nice gain, a first down, but that's not the most important part of the play. White sort of plants awkwardly, hurts his left knee, and had to summon Nate Hibble, the former starter from the bench, and he looks for the tight end, Trent Smith, and just like that, Sooners up 7-0. Nebraska, which has gone 3 and out, 4 of its first 6 possessions, throwing it effectively. Crouch, Wistrom, Crouch 4 for 4 on the drive, and of course, Mark, that opens up the run.
Nebraska at his best power of football when you get close to the goal line, and Darren Dietrich takes it into the score.
We're tied at 7, and in a game like this, you're going to have to come up with a few wrinkles. Nate Hibble at quarterback. Watch what he does after he gives up the ball. Knocked down. He is alone for a touchdown off the double reverse. Throw's not there, and it's not there at all. Thunder Collins, a little reverse. Want you to watch where Crouch goes, and remember that. Thunder Road going to rip off 39 right here. Same drive, Diedrich. The gas through the